Hey, Rubes. Rubes, get off the table. I'm going to rip some lumber. Kitty. Ruby. Rubes, I have to poke you. Come on, move it. Move it. Move it. Move it. Hey. Rubes. Ruby. Roobedoobs, come on, move it. He's mad, look at his tail. Come on, Rubes. You're gonna let me saw, come on. Come on, see what I gotta put up with? I'll put the board on you. There. There, now the board's on you. What are you gonna do now? You gonna move? All right, I'm gonna turn on the saw. Whoops. Yeah, I guess I'm not. Gotta plug it in first. Oh well, I give up. Kitty. Hey, Rubes. I'm sorry, buddy. Hey, you mad at me, huh? You mad at me, buddy? Yeah, I just wanted to lay down and relax for a little while. Don't jump on that saw. Yep, he's upset. You upset at me. I said I was sorry. What do you want? Little scratch, little chin scratch for you, huh? Getting all lovey now. Yep. Well, I guess we're okay again. He's going to lay on my saw and not let me saw anything else, though. I guess I'm done sawing for right now. Howdy, campers. I was getting ready to put build the face frame for the Murphy bunk, and I had a bunch of stuff on the table here, so I thought maybe I'd show this to you before I got started doing that. Just little doodads, things that you might want to buy when you're building a RV or a camper van. Most people know about this, but the people that are new out there, I'm just going to do this for your benefit in case you haven't seen these items. My first thing is a Camco flexible drain. This is the third build I'm using this on, and it takes a standard 1.5 inch drain. This goes onto the drain area. Then you have a flexible line that you can run to the outside of your vehicle. And this has a hose connector on it here, so you could drain it into a container. Or if you don't like that, you can always trim this hose and hook it into a tank, which I'm going to do this time. I'm putting a 16-gallon gray water wastewater tank underneath my trailer. And also, I'm going to put a drain on it. It's a little Camco drain. Got it upside down. There it is. So I can, drain it out. It's also going to have one of these on the outside too, if I need to drain and it's got a clog or something. Larger items can come out of this. But I'm going to set it up like a freshwater tank basically, only it's going to be collecting gray water. So it's going to be vented, and it's going to have a drain on it, then it's going to have its main drain right here. And Ruby's back, bugging me again. I had to quit working back there because he's just such a pest. I couldn't do nothing. Well, and I have a SureFlow pump for this, one of the regular RV type that's silent, or fairly silent. But this is a very important item if you're going to use a 12-volt pump. Make sure you put a strainer on it. If you don't, any debris that might get into the water tank will go through the pump, and it'll mess your pump up because there are little diaphragm pumps in there. Always have to put one of these on. And here's another item I had laying here. This isn't a city water fill. You don't hook a hose to this. You just fill it with your, you should get a white hose that's water safe, so you won't get any contaminants in your water or get that rubbery taste. And it's healthier this way. But I have yet to put this in. I have it all set up, and I'm going to be cutting a hole and putting this into the side of the van so I can fill water from the outside. And I always get the one that has the little drain on it there, the little vent. There's another little vent spot in the back. Okay. And as far as the shower goes, I'm putting in a regular RV type shower, two-handled shower only, and I'm using a Lippert Components pan on it that's going to be 32 by 24. So it's not going to be a dinky shower, but it's going to be a smaller shower. And every time I've used one of those on and off switches on the shower head, they're a dribble type. They don't actually turn all the way off, and it wastes a lot of water. So I'm going to be using one of these. It has a little flip lever on it, and it completely turns the water off. And this will save you a lot of water, and they're real cheap. They're made by KES, and I get all this stuff on Amazon because it's cheaper than going to my local RV store around here. And one more thing for speaking of water, you don't want water leaks, so I'm going to be putting a 200-watt Rhenology kit on there. It has a Wanderer system on it, and I always buy one of these. This is a inlet for the roof, and ingress, I guess you would call it, for the cables. And they have a little rubber thing in here that clamps around the cable, and you put a mastic around this and you screw it down right to the roof, so when you poke the hole in the roof and the cables come inside the bus, they won't be pulling water in with them. And this will save you a lot of headaches here. The very first bus I didn't use one of these, and I ended up buying like a vent for a bathroom on an RV, and I went up through the vent and down in, and it dribbled a little bit, I'm sorry to say. So this is the way to go. Okay, and always keep your eyes open for just little weird things you find at dollar stores or I went to a food store on this one, and it was a canned food warehouse, and they had this mashed box here. The corner was mashed, but this is a screen, and it's exactly the same size as my double doors, electric doors on the bus, and they seal with with magnets going down the front. So when you push your way through, they just go zap and they close right back up again. But anyway, this thing sells for 14 to 16 bucks on Amazon. I got it for $4.99 just because it had a mashed box, but there's nothing wrong with it. And let's move on to some of the power items here. Another thing you're going to want to get if you're going to be powering your van with shore power is a 30 amp inlet. This thing here, it has the twist lock standard RV inlet, and I'll put a small fuse box in there, maybe a 2-panel fuse box, 30 amp, and I'll run 2 circuits into the bus, in case you want to run a 12-volt air conditioner, a 110 air conditioner or toaster oven or anything like that while you're plugged into shore power. You don't have to use your inverter that way. But this is a great thing to have. The first one I put in was only a 15 amp, and I always felt like it was too small, so I'm going to go 30 amp this time. And if you're looking to find little cheap plugs, here's a double and here's a single. You can get these at Walmart pretty cheap. I wish I wrote the prices down, but I didn't. I just kind of doing this, you know, ad lib, because they were laying around out here. I need to put them all back in their box. But this is a cheap way to go. If you want to go to Walmart, you can pick these up. And if you want to charge USB with it, just get the little cheap USB adapter and plug into it. And that's a lot cheaper way to go than trying to spend $30 or $40 for the little USB ones and have little switches on them and stuff. This is a good way to go. Here's something I never skimp on. I always use Blue Sea fuse panels. They're really great quality, the price is right, and you'll see them in a lot of the self-built, the DIY RVs you see out there. A lot of people use Blue Sea, and I highly recommend these. I wish I was getting paid for all this, but I'm not. And another thing that I do is LEDs. If I use any of the factory lights that are in the bus, I replace them with LED lights. This is the only way to go. It saves your batteries. They're very low power draw on them. And it's hard to keep my attention here when the cat's scratching on me. Ruby. Well, that's what I got for right now. I'm going to start building those face frames now. Hope this helped some people.